Raising the Bets is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give. You're listening to Raising the Bets. We're a Catholic couple raising 5 kids outside of Boston. Join us as we share the joys and challenges of marriage, homeschool, and our adventures near and far as we make sense of the world and experience the best parts of our culture. I'm Dom Bettinelli. This is a special episode of Raising the Bets to explain why you won't be getting a regular episode from Melanie and me for a bit. You see, we've had a major house problem. We had a water leak that's caused extensive damage to our home, including mold. And that means we're not able to live in our house for a while until both the plumbing gets fixed and the mold removed, which means pulling up all the carpets, tearing out walls. It's a mess. So that could mean a month. At least that's what the contractor has said so far. We'll see. As you can imagine, life is in a bit of an uproar right now. We're living in a hotel for the moment and probably moving somewhere else, temporary housing or something. I don't know. We have no idea yet where we're going and what's happening. And part of the problem is that my office, where I am right now, is my recording studio, and it's in my home. And until we have our house back in order, recordings and other work on podcasts is going to be highly prioritized and severely curtailed. No worries, though. Most of our shows will continue to be published on their regular schedules, but we have to take a break on Raising the Bets, at least. It just getting me and Melanie here in the office to record. I can record in the office, with the door closed. It's on the other side of the house from where the leak was, and I can continue to do some of that stuff, but in general, the house is a mess. So we thank you for your understanding. We hope you stay subscribed to the podcast because we will be back and we'll tell you the whole story, this whole sorry tale in a few weeks. And there's been a lot of stress, a lot of tears, but there's a lot of unexpected joy and moments of grace to share with you. And so we are looking forward to sharing that with you. By the way, I feel awkward saying this, but if some friends have set up a GoFundMe that will help us pay for expenses that aren't covered by our insurance, including apparently the plumbing repairs, because the insurance agent said plumbing is a wear and tear thing, and they have to re-plumb our entire house. It's a whole mess. Anyway, it's going to be very expensive, and I work for SQPN full time, and so there isn't a lot of, I don't have a high paying job, obviously. So if you feel so inclined, we would be incredibly grateful for whatever help you can give us over and above whatever donors already give to through their Patreon pledges to SQPN. A donation through GoFundMe would be incredibly helpful, and we'd be very grateful for it. I will put a link to that in the show notes at sqpn.com. So, that actually leads me to the last thing I want to say, which is I do want to thank our patrons who make it possible for us to create Raising the Bets. And that's a literal statement because, like I said, I work full-time. I'm the only full-time employee who works for StarQuest. And I make, if I'm not recording the podcasts, I'm editing them and posting them and organizing the recordings and all that sort of stuff. So this is my full-time job. And so you, the patrons, pay my salary. And that's incredibly generous, and we are incredibly grateful for having that. So we thank you, the patrons. Your generous donations at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to return to Raising the Bets and make all the shows at StarQuest. And you can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. So all that said, until next time, I'm Dom Bettinelli. And on behalf of Melanie, thank you for listening to Raising the Bets on StarQuest.